So in this video, we're going to give you the grand tour of one of the most popular streets I like to call suburbia in West Mobile. It's called Dawes Road. So we're going to talk about a lot of housing. We're going to talk about some of the residential, I guess the residential areas, the commercial areas, and some of the stuff in between. But we're starting actually on Schillinger, which is right around the corner, but I wanted to feature this business. This is called At Home. And if you move to Mobile, Alabama, chances are, if you need something for your house, you're going to go right here. And right down the shopping center from here is another place that has flooring, anything you could ever need. So right here at the corner of Schillinger and Airport Boulevard, and we're going to get on Schillinger and we're going to catch on to Airport and then start Dawes Road. So let's start the journey. My name is Jeff Jones. I've lived here in Mobile my entire life. I love it here. You know, my family, they all live within about 15 minutes of my house. You can't ask for anything better than that. Well, that's because I have a great relationship with my family. Some folks want to live a long way away, but I'm thankful for this place. I like it. You know, it is kind of hot here, and we're actually recording this in August, and it's 11:15 in the morning, and it's already 92 degrees. So it's kind of hot, which is why I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt. But this is the area, this is a shopping center right here where a lot of businesses are. And if you look to the right, you'll see one of my favorite steak places called Briquettes. It's a great steak place. If you come to visit and you're checking out the area, you definitely need to stop there. You know, folks are always asking me questions. They're asking me about the moving process. So feel free to reach out. You call the number on the screen. You know, reach out, send me a text, an email, any way you want to connect. I'll be happy to help you. But also in the comments below, in the details section, you can see there's a link to the free city guide. Definitely check that out. It's going to answer a lot of questions about jobs. It's going to answer questions about, you know, where do you register utilities? Who services this? School systems, all these details in the free city guide. So check out livinginmobile.com. That's my website. It has a lot of other information, their blog post, anything you want to know. And if I don't know the answer, I'm going to find it for you. So check that out, and we'll continue. As soon as we go through this red light, we will continue on the journey for Dawes Road. And we're off. We're on Airport Boulevard, starting on Dawes Road. If you'll check out the map on the screen, you'll see where Dawes Road begins out in West Mobile, and it's going to continue south, and we're going to cover a lot of different neighborhoods. Now, if you look over to the left, the biggest Toyota dealership in town that I know of is called Palmer's Airport Toyota, and that's the collision center. So if you ever need anything done on a Toyota, or if you're out here and you're shopping for a car, there you go. Now, if you'll also look to the left, you'll see all that cleared land was purchased by D.R. Horton, and they're doing something new in the Mobile area, and that is actually, what do you call them? Patio homes, which is something new for the area with D.R. Horton. You know, traditionally, it's a little larger house with a little more land, but from what I understand, they're trying something different. Now, if you look straight ahead, you'll see Old Government Street. And if we made a left there, you would notice that we're practically in walking distance to Target. There are a lot of restaurants there. There are a lot of ice cream places, all sorts of things. And so anyway, this place is very convenient. This is why a lot of people live here. And so if you look to the left, you're going to see houses that are below 200. And this is, you know, one of the reasons people talk about moving to the area, Mobile, Alabama, low cost of living. Well, right here in West Mobile off of Dawes Road, you can get it done for under $200K. Now we're going to turn into this neighborhood, and this is called Magnolia Village. And this is a little more expensive. These are going to be around $250, $260, $270 in that neighborhood. This is an Adams home development, and a lot of these houses do look the same, but if you look to the right, you'll see 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2-car garage, and they're going to be around 1,700 to maybe 2,100 square feet. And look, there's a house for sale in here right now. And we're back on Dawes Road. And this Dawes Road is a mix, because what you've got is you've got some commercial, as you see over on the right, and looks like a couple of commercial spaces, hair salon, and then over to the left, you'll see more residential. You got a gas station here. But a lot of these properties, because this used to be out in the county, a lot of them are unzoned, which is how they've gotten away with having, just about anything out here. Now, if you look to the left, a buddy of mine owns this gym. They do a lot of specialized training. It's called Fit State. And if you need a gym, check it out. I know they'll take good care of you. Now, if you look straight ahead, you're going to see something that is becoming increasingly more popular in Mobile, and that is called a roundabout. This used to be a pretty crazy intersection, traffic light, so they removed it, and they they replaced it with a roundabout. And usually it's pretty efficient, so that is what I have found, at least. And you'll see, again, on the right, you've got an animal clinic, and then over to the left, you've got more residential. So it's, kind of a hodgepodge. But as we continue down Dawes, it's gonna become less and less commercial and more concentrated residential neighborhoods. And then we got a neighborhood over here on the right. I sold a house here just a few months back. I actually sold 2 houses here. And this is called Turnberry, and it connects into Augusta. And so these houses are gonna range from around $325 to the low 400s. And you've even got some new construction on the right. You'll see that. And most of these are going to be larger than Magnolia Village that I just showed you. They're going to be around 2,400, 2,500, some up to 3,000. And you will see that these houses don't look just alike. They're a little more expression, although they still, most of them are brick houses with a little bit of siding. Now this is private garbage. As you see, these are not the traditional brown garbage cans that go with being in the city of Mobile. So these folks have to pay for garbage, and it's probably in the $30 range or so, $30 a month, which is not a bad price. But these houses, typically 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, 2 to 3 bathrooms, 2-car garage, just a little bit larger than Magnolia Village where we were back there. Now, I sold a house over here to the left. In fact, I think this is it. Let me double check. On the left, here it is. I sold this house last year, no, 3 years ago, and it has definitely increased in price. And that just goes to show you, real estate is a good investment. So the price they got it for now, I mean, I haven't run the comps in this neighborhood in the last few months, but it's probably increased $40,000 or $50,000. How amazing is that? So it continues to grow up. A lot of folks move here, they have questions. They're like, what about the school system? What about, grocery stores? All of that. Well, this area is very popular in answering all of those questions. And we're back on Dawes, and once again, another traffic circle. And it took a while to build this, but I have seen an improvement with the traffic congestion, so overall, I would consider it a good thing. And this is where we're getting into more of the traditional residential areas. You've still got some places on the left that are probably unzoned or unrestricted. You've got a church up here. If we continue down here, you'll see there's like a law office, there's a veterinarian's office. Those are some of the things you're going to see, but also a lot of residential. So Spring Grove, I'll turn in here. This is going to be again in that 230 to maybe touching 300. And so you'll see as I turn in here, lots of nice houses. Most of them, they're all about the same, 1,700 square feet, although there are some smaller houses here in the 1,200 and 1,300 range. But most of these, 1,600 to maybe 2,100, and they're going to be basically the same: 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. Spring Grove, very popular. And it's very convenient because what I'm going to show you next is the Super Walmart is right around the corner. And Dawes Walmart, I think Walmart gets a bad rap in some areas. Although I don't agree with a lot of the way they do business. They put out a lot of mom and pop shops, but this Walmart is pretty nice. And so, in fact, it's where we bought the bulk of our groceries for about 10 years, because I used to live right around the corner from here. And so, we will get back on Dawes Road, continue the journey, and show you a different area, a different pricing of houses. And if you look to the left, like I mentioned, you've got some more commercial places, car wash, a pool place, a veterinarian's office, Taste of Thai. I haven't been there, but I've heard it, I've heard it's good. And then a lot of commercial up here. This is where we're getting into a very, very busy section. Man, when work gets out, early morning traffic, it's very congested. You've got the Super Walmart across the street. You've got a Walgreens pharmacy to the right, Regions Bank. And people ask me all the time, hey, where should I bank? Well, you've got your major players like Wells Fargo, but then you've got more of a regional bank, which is Regions. And then, there are other smaller banks. You've got a lot of local banks, a lot of credit unions in the area. And so that's one thing I'll tell you about Mobile. When it comes to banking, we have plenty of banking options. And so I don't think you're going to have a hard time if you're looking for a bank. We're crossing over Cottage Hill Road, which is a very, very busy road in West Mobile. And so crossing over here, you'll see the Super Walmart behind the trees over to the left. And then we continue on the journey, and we're going to get into some more expensive houses, some of them touching $1 million coming right up. If you look to the right, you'll see Magnolia Missionary Baptist Church, and we go about 500 feet, and there's another church over here called Surge Church. A buddy of mine is the pastor there. That's actually where I used to vote. So a lot of churches out in this area. They don't call it the Bible Belt for nothing. And if you'll continue looking on the right, there is a former gas station that someone has taken over. Is this it? No, it's coming up. There's your U-Haul. Anything you need with U-Haul, I've rented from there several times. I think this is the barbecue place. This used to be a gas station, and now it's a very popular place over to the right. So definitely have heard it's good. It's called Coach Brown's Barbecue. I have yet to check it out, but I will be doing that very soon. Now we're going to take a quick detour on Johnson Road, and if you look over to the left, you'll see, you may have heard me talk about in past videos, there's a venue where people will get married, all sorts of things, called the Venue at Dawes. Well, this is called the Venue at Johnson, and I actually sold that property. It used to be a church, and then they converted it to a really nice venue for weddings, anniversaries, all of that. But I want to show you a neighborhood, one of the most high-end, exclusive custom neighborhoods in all of Mobile, called Newcastle. And these houses are going to range probably from around 600 to, goodness, I would say there's some that are going to be in the 800, 900 range. And you can see why. Very, very nice. There's new construction. I'm going to turn down here. The house I recently sold is in this cul-de-sac, and it sold for just under $800,000. Nice custom homes. Nothing in here looks exactly alike. And the home straight ahead, we see that there. That home, brand new construction, just built in 2024, and it closed just under $800,000 as well. And a lot of these are going to be, 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms. They're on, the lots are often over half an acre, some of them, but lots of great places. And if you're looking for something that's a little more custom, well, Newcastle is where it is at. So we're going to head back onto Dawes and head on down the road and show you a few more neighborhoods. All right, so we're turning back on Dawes Road, and we're going to head into another neighborhood, a little less expensive than Newcastle, but still very nice. And this is called Dawes Lake Estates. I've done many tours here, but I'm doing this because I want to show you the location and proximity to Dawes Road, and it's right on Dawes. Nice neighborhood. I've sold, let me see, I guess I've just sold one house in here. On the lake, oh man, absolutely gorgeous. And some of these houses are going to range from the mid 500s. There are probably some that are in the top 400s, but there's some that go up over 700,000, and they're really, you know, this neighborhood is highly desired because you've got the beautiful oak trees, you've got the larger properties. Some of them are on the lake, which of course there's a lot of value in that, and it's just a really popular neighborhood. And so, as you can tell, these houses speak for themselves. I had a friend move in here because there was something they needed for their child that only a certain school offered, and it worked out great, and all I've heard are rave reviews. And so the school system here, you're looking at Hutchins Elementary, you're looking at Dawes Intermediate, and then Causey Middle School, and then Baker High School. And there will be an additional high school being built very soon because this area is very, very popular. And we're back on Dawes Road. And again, these properties on the right and left, some of them are unzoned. And like I mentioned, the venue at Dawes over to the left, that's it. I attended a wedding there last year. Man, absolutely amazing. And then look to the right, another church. That is Pure Grace Church. And then we come down here and we have another gas station. Now, I'm going to actually take us down this road because I've got a listing down here, Dawes Lake Road. And this is what you think of, you know, people want a little acreage, they want a well-established neighborhood. Well, there's some really great places off of Dawes Lake Road. And a lot of these houses are well over an acre. You know, the property itself, you can look to the left and you'll see that. Lots of trees, lots of privacy, and from what I've found, these listings don't come up very often, and there's a reason, because people love it. You know, they move out here, they want to stay, and they absolutely love getting to have a little space between them and their neighbors. Look to the left, you'll see, and that actually connects with Dawes Lake Estates, the neighborhood we were just in. Now, continuing on the same road, we're going to turn into Gatewood Estates, where one of my new listings just hit the market. And these houses are super custom. No house looks just alike. In most cases, you know, 4-bedroom minimum, 3-bath minimum, north of 400,000. And these folks really take care of their yard. Looks like we got somebody either moving or getting some appliances delivered. But it looks like it's a good day at their house. Rooms to go. And you can see my listing coming up on the right. It's one of the largest houses in the neighborhood, over 3,600 square feet. It's got a swimming pool. And I'm gonna turn into the parking lot here, or the driveway, so you can see. And I'll show you some pictures of the inside in the video. But you can tell this house has a huge 3-car garage. You can look over to the right, and really nice custom home. the shower, it's like a human car wash. I guess we'll call it that, but it's really something special. So a lot of great properties out in this area. And if you want something custom, well, Gatewood is a great option. All right, and we're continuing back on Dawes Road, continuing to head south. And there's still a lot of houses that have a lot of land. If you look over on the right, you'll see two massive houses. And I think each one's around 4 or 5 acres. If you look forward, you'll see just trees everywhere. You know, I was working with a buyer from California. They were in town last week and they were driving around with me, and they just could not get over it. They said, "Jeff, these trees are crazy." And yeah, I mean, we take it for granted out here. There are trees absolutely everywhere. And that's because of our weather. I mean, it's hot, you know. Now we have very, very mild winters. You know, things typically don't get below 20, and they usually hover in the mid-low 40s, you know, at night. And then we have a lot of days in the 50s and 60s, which is great. And we have another traffic circle. Actually, I'm going to continue down here and show you that this area is the old Dawes area. And you've got, you know, houses that have been here a very long time. You've got a dirt road coming up here, you know. This is, I'm sure these folks have been offered to sell their property, and they're probably holding on tight. But we'll get back on Dawes Road here in just a second. There we go. Making a U-turn in the middle of the street. I actually made my own traffic circle. I did not get permission for that. You look to the right, you'll see there's a manufactured home there. That's very rare out here in this area, but from time to time you'll see it. And that's just because they've been here a long time, unrestricted, and folks could just kind of do what they wanted to do. And we'll continue on Dawes Road. This is actually, the formal name is South Dawes. And you've got more churches out here. And of course, on the right, you've got the Alabama official store known as Dollar General. River of Life Church on the left. And then we're approaching another traffic circle. So Dawes Road is very, very eclectic. You've got a little bit of everything. You got manufactured homes all the way up to $1 million homes. And you've got commercial properties. And you've got small businesses, and there are still places in Mobile and Mobile County that you can find that where you can purchase a residential place and operate a business out of it. But as the city has continued to grow and extend its reach, well, that's becoming less and less common, because of course when the city extends its reach, then the restrictions come in and you're not allowed to do some of those things. But you can still get some property out here, and you can see as we continue on Dawes Road, it becomes even more rural. And look over here to the left, looks like we got a, well, I'm not gonna call it a junkyard, but let's just say there might be some relation to Sanford & Son. So lots of interesting yard decorations, and lots of freedom of expression, we'll call it that. Now, if you look to the left, you'll see that's where 3 Notch connects with Dawes Road, and it's just more country, more rural, as they say. I sold a house down here on the left, and this was a client that specifically needed acreage. They wanted about 4 to 5 acres. They wanted a place to put all their yard equipment, you know, ATV, those type of things, and they got it. And if I remember correctly, I think they paid around $325, and that was in 2001. And I would say that property's probably gone up around $50,000. So if they ever needed to sell, I feel like they'd be in good shape. You know, I'm not positive of that. I'd have to run the comps, but that's a pretty good speculation. And I just realized I made a mistake. I said 2001. Clearly not. They could add a few more digits to that. It was actually in 2021. So we're going to wrap up the video, but I want to show you something before we do. I want to show you the last neighborhood on Dawes Road before we get too far south, and it's Southern Oaks Estates. I love this neighborhood because you can still get a great price. And the houses are not necessarily on top of each other. You know, you got a little space. And let me see here. Got one more neighborhood down here. You've got some space, you've got some expression, and the covenants, they're not too strict. I sold a house about a year ago in here, and from what I understand, they love it. So, Southern Oaks Estates, a lot of houses, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. Now, John Howard, a very well-known builder in Mobile, built the majority of this neighborhood. And they're well-built houses, from what I understand. I actually lived in a John Howard home back around 1990, let me think, 1993. And it was a great experience, you know. Well-built houses, and they're not cookie cutter. They try to, you know, differentiate from, you know, one to the next. But Southern Oaks Estates, you're in the county. Most of these houses have a septic tank, which don't let that scare you. If you take care of it, they usually take care of themselves. But I'm going to turn around here, and we're going to wrap up the video. And just wanted to give you all an idea of what you can get in the area, whether it's in the city of Mobile or in the county. Southern Oaks Estates, you're looking at in the upper 200s to, you know, low 300s. And you can get a little property out here. Some of these houses, some of them have an acre, about half an acre, 3/4 of an acre, and then some are smaller, you know, maybe 1/3 of an acre. But this is why I love doing this. You know, real estate, I've always loved it. I've wanted to be involved in real estate for a very long time, and I'm thankful that I get to do that. You know, I get to answer questions. People, they ask me questions about their biggest financial investment, and I'm honored to get to do it. Like I mentioned, my name is Jeff Jones with Keller Williams. Don't hesitate. Don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have questions. You can check out my website, get the free city guide, and if you're an audio person, well, definitely check out my podcast. It'll be linked below. It's called the Living in Mobile Podcast, where we take you even deeper. But for now, that's going to be the video. And on the next video, we're going to take you on another street, talk about more houses, talk about the area and what you can expect living right here in Lower Alabama, in Mobile, Alabama.